and it's the bike of your dreams, but you want to pay the least amount of money possible. And the only way you can get it is by buying it brand new at a dealership. There are ways that you can do that. Guys, but here we are, another episode of Moto Stories with Unkie Phil. Welcome back. We appreciate you hanging with us so long. Subscribing would be a good idea at this point. We've been doing this a little while, and I get all these questions all the time, but one of my favorite ones is, hey man, like, can you hook me up with a good deal? And I gotta warn you guys, like, if you're friends with a dealer, if you're friends with a dealership, if you're friends with a guy who sells anything, you'll know that they probably pull you on the sleeve every once in a while and go, hey, I got a deal for you over here. Like, I got something that we got, and we got a screaming deal on this, and you may want to jump on this real quick. So anytime one of your buddies who runs a shop lets you in on some insider info like that, that's a good one to jump on. That's one you should probably pay attention to real quick. But if you're on the other side of the coin and you know you want to buy the thing you want to buy, and it's the bike of your dreams, but you want to pay the least amount of money possible, and the only way you can get it is by buying it brand new at a dealership. There are ways that you can do that, and then there are ways that you will most certainly fuck yourself right into a corner. And we'll talk about that, because the weird thing is, as a dealership, you know, we got all these things. We got bills. We got bills you can't even imagine. We got taxes you can't imagine. We have membership fees and stuff that we have to pay to states for things that are just mind-boggling that you would ever need that just to do the thing that you love to do. And these companies, if you make a 14% profit at the end of the day, well fucking done. Good job. But really, that's not what they're designed to be. In fact, in most situations, the hierarchy, you know, if you're a Triumph dealer or a Ducati dealer, the customer's not really the customer. The customer's me. I'm the guy. I'm the guy that they put their foot on my neck and tell me I got to buy X number of bikes for every year. And they don't really care how many of those bikes I sell down to the guys beneath me, because I'm the guy emptying their warehouse. So you're not the customer. If you think you're the customer, you're actually not the customer. We're the customer. And the fact that there's a dealer network keeps those companies in business. So I'll tell you guys, the level you want to achieve is cool dude. You want to achieve the level of cool dude. You want to have yourself associated with the phrase, hey, he's a cool dude. Yeah, he's a cool dude. Because if you're not the dealer's friend, if you're not the owner's friend, if you're not the mechanic's love interest, you're probably going to have to do something to get the cool dude status. Unless you just are the guy that rolls in J. Paul Getty with a giant wad of cash and just goes, take my money, I'm selling, buy that thing. Which is great. We love those guys. But cool dude status. It's so much easier to be a douchebag than to be a cool dude. You want to be a douchebag? Come in and tell me about your 1974 Honda CB750. Like, I've never heard about that before. I've chosen to make this my life. I've owned hundreds of CB750s. It would be hard to impress me at this point with a CB750 story. If you got one that's good enough that you think you'll impress me, I'd love to hear it. But not when I'm working at the bar later with a bigger drink in my hand. That'd be cool. If you think it'll impress me. But if you come in here and want to talk to me about that one that you saw that one time in a parking lot in 1981, you're not going to get my attention. You're going to go into toleration mode. I'm just tolerating you. And now I need to compensate myself for the time I'm tolerating you with money out of your wallet. Our labor rate's $90 an hour. We're going to get it one way or the other. If I'm giving you counseling for an hour, I expect to get $90 for that. Because really, we've decided to make our love into our source of income, and there's not a lot of money behind that, so we have to work hard to get it where we can. But if you see us in the shop and we're not actively physically doing something at that moment, hammering a light fixture into the wall that's fallen down over the weekend, hanging a display of clothes up on the wall that somebody's knocked off, or moving some bikes around, or polishing something, or getting a bike ready for the customer to pick up. If you come into the shop and the shop is not a hive of activity, you may have wandered into what they call a motorcycle superstore that has a lot of staff. And they got all kinds of people roaming around, and we still can't figure out what the hell they do. But there's a lot of them. There's an F&I guy, and a finance guy, and an accessories guy, and a everything else guy. And these are guys that probably have their bikes prepped by some outside agency, and they just arrive all beautiful and ready to go. But in a mom and pop shop, here's the thing. You'll know that you've got a mom and pop shop if you can see mom and pop, and they're the ones running the thing. If there's not a surplus of people roaming around, if it's less than 10,000 square feet, you're probably in a mom and pop shop. And in which case, they haven't been sitting around waiting for you to show up. They've got 1,000 other things they need to do today. They need to call about the financing deal. They're working on somebody else's bike. They need to call the distributor or the parts guy about the order that didn't come in. They've got 1,000 things to do, and there's never enough manpower. We can't afford to pay the kind of manpower we need to run these shops right. So we run it on a shoestring, all of us. Everybody who has a mom and pop level, small shop, we all do the same thing. It's because we love it. But if you come in and want to spend 3 hours hanging out in my shop because you're retired or momentarily disadvantaged, you are going to get on the wrong side of my ass real quick. And that's what happens. If you think that you're going to come in and spend an hour or two every Saturday to entertain me with the stories of your childhood, that's my job. The camera's pointing this way. So, don't do that. Second thing, come in and be straight with me. From day one, let me know what you're into. Let me know what you think is cool. You know, I'm into this weird bike and they might not think it's cool. No, man, I'm told I embrace all sorts of perversions. If you want to come in and tell me that the coolest bike in your mind is a tri-glide with a sidecar hanging on the side of it, well, rock on, you fucking deviant. I'm going to do my best to make that happen for you. And the next time I see a tri-glide, I'm thinking, I wonder if I could put a sidecar on that for my weirdo buddy. Now, letting us know what you want from the very get-go is a great way to get cool dude status. Let us know from the day you walk into our shop exactly what you're looking for. If you're looking for a 96 VMAX in screaming yellow zonker yellow, let me know, man. Because then I don't have to play around. There are dudes that go into a shop and they actually think that not telling the dealer what they want is a secret tactic for getting the best deal. Well, don't ever let them know that you really want the red SV650 in the corner. Play around it and then just be like, well, okay, if I got to take the red SV650 in the corner, I guess I'll take it. No, dude, let them know that from the beginning. Hey, you got an SV650 over there I'm really interested in. And if you're that honest with somebody and you're straight up and you're honest with me and you look me in the eye and just say, look, man, I love that bike, but I can't afford $4,200. I can afford $3,300. At least we're being straight with each other. And if you're straight with the dealer, if you're straight with the guy who runs a shop, he's always going to respect that. If you don't come in and waste my time for 5 weekends in a row, 2 hours at a clip, getting to hear all your G.I. Joe war stories, man, I don't need that. You've just cost me 10 hours. I'm never going to make a nickel on you because no matter what I sell you, I'm already in the hole for 10 hours. No, be straight with your dealer. Be straight with the guy you want to buy a bike from. You walk up, be straight, and you're going to get so much respect from that guy. Let him know right off the tick what you're into. Because the more clear you are about the weird thing you want, the better he can be about finding one for you. And you'd be amazed at the weird stuff. We go to auctions. We see all kinds of crazy stuff. But if I know you're into something bizarre, I don't care if it's, I want a, 98 Royal Enfield before they became fuel injected because I'm a glutton for punishment. I can probably find you one. One will probably wander through my universe a long time before it wanders through yours. Being straight with a dealer will really save you time, and you might achieve that elevated cool dude status that we all want. It also doesn't hurt if you've already fucked yourself into a corner. That's right, I'm talking to you. If you've already spent 2 hours at your dealership, 6 weekends in a row, and you need to make up for those sins, there's a secret. Brown liquor. Every shop I've ever been to in my life appreciates brown liquor. If you take a bottle of brown liquor in, your sins will be forgiven and you can start over fresh. But when you hand them the bottle of liquor, say, you know what? I've been coming into your shop for the past 5 weeks wasting your fucking time. I feel terrible about it. I'm giving you this bottle of kick-ass bourbon or this bottle of scotch or whatever, I don't know, pick the poison. But if you give them that as a token and you admit that you think you may have wronged them, you'd be surprised at how friendly they are. They may be like, oh man, they caught me. Could he tell? Was I putting off a vibe? Was I throwing out fuck you daggers with my eyes? but he brought me a bottle of liquor. And that's another good way to get right to the top of the cool dude list. So with that, remember to ride fast and take chances, and we'll see you next time on Moto Stories with Unkie Phil.